Getting later on in the season in the Canada West Football Conference, Brian Dobie sitting right next to me. Brian, your team comes into their game against UBC coming up on Saturday at 3-3 after two heartbreaking losses. You talked about the conversation you had with your team after the game against Saskatchewan. What was said, and what was the main thing coming out of that? I think fearless is going to be the theme for this weekend.
Fearless is a definite theme. There's no question about it. I'm being very open here. I addressed our guys. I literally turned to Thomas Hall, who's been in our program for 6 years, and said, Thomas, what percentage of the time do you think I'm a nice, benevolent, kind Coach Dobie with encouraging words and big hugs, whether we win or lose? And he went 95% of the time, and I went, yeah. Well, this is the other 5%, and yeah, I pointed fingers, called people out, maybe not literally by name, but certainly in positional areas. I think what our athletes have to understand is this, and I think everybody, I really believe this in team sport. I think team sport gets lumped into this us thing. That our defense or our offense is a collective group of 12. But if you think about it, if Anthony Coombs breaks an 80-yard touchdown run on the left side, it really doesn't matter. It actually really doesn't matter 19 times out of 20 if the backside tackle made his block or missed his block. So the deal is that at any given time, though, you might be called upon to make that play. So that, therefore, every time, it's your responsibility to play your rep at the fullest, to the best of your ability, and to play it without fear. You know that you're going to not win every rep. You know you're going to lose some of them. Intellectually, you need to know that. That's fine. Nobody anywhere wins every rep in any sport. But that's okay. It's a matter of competing. It's a matter of trying to win that rep. And it becomes athletic maturity. And our guys need to find, some of our guys need to find the athletic maturity in a big hurry by Saturday afternoon. And they're going to really have to self-test. They really are. They're going to have to dig it out deep, because I'm talking about players that have been criticized, players that have now had a gun put to their head. We need you to step up right now. Well, when somebody's got that gun in your face, is it, flight or fight? And that's where we're at.
And so how do you, as a head coach, and we talk about defensive coordinator Stan Pierre as well, how do you and Stan and the other coordinators get the players to that point where it's a matter, we talked about having the gun to their head mentality. How do you maybe make any little modifications in practice this week leading into that game to kind of prepare them for that?
Well, I think they've been severely hammered on and criticized, and what we've said throughout our meetings and film, we have continually pointed out when somebody, I'll give a great example. Brett McFarland, one of our defensive backs, absolute fighter all the time, doesn't always win his battles. He gets called late in the game on a questionable pass interference call. Do we have any issue with that? Not at all. Brett came up and made what could have been a great play, and was with inches of it was a very questionable call. Yeah. They decided in Saskatchewan to throw the flag. So be it. But he played that play without fear and failed. He was applauded in every film session meeting for that, as an example. Where we have issue with a player is you back off, and you give your opponent an opportunity to be successful. That's where we have issue. So guys can see both sides of the coin very openly, in our meetings and in our film. So we're saying, be that guy all the time. We will never criticize you for being that guy, the guy that fights. So that's been addressed. Now it becomes business as usual in preparing for UBC. We are going to add a couple of tools to our practice. Something, we're going to put yardsticks into our practice, for example, the next couple of nights, which which, yeah, everybody knows you're playing, 10 yards to get a first down. Everybody knows that. But we script every single rep. So a 2nd and 7, literally the ball will be placed at 7 yards. If it's a crucial play and we want our guys to play it at the sticks at 7, we've got the sticks. It just might become somewhat of a mental image, anything that we can find to help them through it. We're looking for just little things to make a difference at this point. We're not running scared, don't get me wrong. Right. We're just trying to find little things to help. This is a 5-1 football team at Manitoba that in a span of 87 seconds in 2 games has lost those games. And now is a 3-3 team. Mm-hmm. We just need to keep doing what we're doing essentially and tweaking a few things and stepping up the plate with some individuals, and we're good to go. We're going after this thing.
And we're looking for the Manitoba Bisons to go after UBC Thunderbirds on Saturday. Game time at 1 p.m. It's on ShawTV, but hey, get down to the University of Manitoba and University Stadium. The Vanier Cup's going to be there to celebrate the 5th anniversary of that big win that Brian Dobie remembers fondly, I'm sure. Yeah. And you can come down, see the Vanier Cup, and also contribute to Shoot for the Cure. That's why we got our pink shirts going on. All the information is at gobisons.ca. For ShawTV, I'm Mitchell Clinton.